Hello everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Daring Duelist. Alright, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself, just to make sure I'm happy with the pose and where I'm going with this. And then I'll switch over to Sharpie. So don't worry about it if you can't see it right now. This is mostly for me. Well, 100% for me, actually, since you can't see it. And I'll switch over to Sharpie in a second. But for now, I'm just trying to make sure I get this how I want it. And then I'll worry about what you can see. And see, so even now, I wasn't happy with that pose. Like, that's what sketching is all about, you know? Let's see, if I do like this, I'm gonna kind of, yeah, just have the feet out doing the same thing. But again, yeah, that's what sketching is for, just to make sure that I do this right. And maybe I'll do some other pages or some other videos that show you how to sketch. But like I said, this is mostly for me to start helping get something down so we can start the process. And then you can have some fun with it. But like I said, if I don't sketch this out and do it right, you guys won't have any fun, because you're kind of going by what I'm drawing, right? Even though this is how I draw and you draw how you draw, we're both here to draw. So we gotta, have some sort of correctness to it, So, alright, I like where this is going. Let's see. What else? Alright. And I think I'm going to do another one of her with a mask, I tend to do two different poses whenever I do that. Like anybody that has a mask, and I try to do another pose of them, like Master Key or who else did I do? Sunbird, right? She had a mask, and someone requested. That's kind of what started it. Someone requested a draw with without the mask. I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to do that, let's do it with a different pose, something a little bit more fun. And so that kind of started the whole process of, every time I do it, I think I'll do a different pose. Let's do something dramatic. How about sticking that hand out like this? Right? Like that. Let's see. Although sometimes this gets me into trouble because I draw the arms way too long, because I like these dramatic plat-ow poses, It's fun to do, but it gets me into trouble whenever I start going too crazy. So, gotta be careful. So let's see, we can draw that hand out like that, and let's do it, I guess like this. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. And this is just, from learning anatomy, you gotta kind of figure out how to do the drawing, But I'm not going to draw all the fingers. I'm just going to kind of do something like that. All right, I like that. Just kind of like, bleh, kind of a fun, crazy, different pose. I tried to become a concept artist, but I just didn't have enough time. And so in doing that, I kind of learned that silhouettes is really what you want to concentrate on. That's what's going to sell your image. So if you don't have a good silhouette, it's not going to go. It's not going to fly, So that's why learning your anatomy is good, because you can learn whatever position you want to put it in, and make it believable, Okay, I think I'm going to do that. Just you see the back of it. What's funny is I'm holding it up like you could see, but you have no idea what I'm showing you. But I'm going to make her fist like that, like holding the back. You can see the back of her hand. She's kind of, you know, strong and defiant, you know. Okay, so let me just draw her head real fast, and let's see. And I'll draw the hair based on the position we put her in. Something like that. Okay, let's see. She seems kind of short, right? Like, shouldn't it be way up here? Like, I guess I got her hunched over, but I just feel like I'm losing. There's so much more area I could have used, you know? But I guess she is kind of hunched over. So, you know, live and you learn. Okay, so I'm going to do the eyes like that. Eyebrows. Pupils. Nose. Mouth. And now I'm going to define it all. And so the crazy thing is I can't do too much. And I've said this over and over again. Hopefully I don't bore you guys by telling this. But also sometimes, you know, nobody else has heard it before. So I I've got to kind of, you know, tell the story over. You can't add a lot of detail with these Sharpies. And it's unfortunate, but that's the game we're playing right now. I wanna draw with Sharpies for you guys so anybody can draw, you know? You don't need a lot of fancy tools. Just you know, a Sharpie and you can get the job done. But the problem with that is you know, you can't add a lot of detail with these Sharpies. So, you know, I can't go too crazy with her hair or the face, you know. Okay, but I think I'm good. It's good enough with that. I'm going to switch over to Sharpies now. So I'm going to use a Sharpie pen for these finer details in the face, and a Sharpie fine point for the rest. So let's get drawing with the Sharpie pen and see where we go, because I'm going to draw the eyes first and build off of that to make sure I'm happy with where we are. So first I'm going to just draw the top lid. Ooh, I might need a new pen. This one's dying. Do the top lid like that just to make sure I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to draw the pupils, again, just to make sure I'm happy with the positioning. I can live with that. And so now I'm going to close the eye out, but I'm trying not to get too crazy with it, because as I start to close this out, I lose it, you know. It falls apart because it's too thick. So I'm trying just to add as much details as I can with limitations. You know, that's the best way I could put it. I want to round it out a little bit more on the sides, on the edges here. Well, see, I didn't close it all the way because, like I said, it's getting too tiny. So let's give her some eyebrows, like this. And I'm stopping here because that's where her hair is going to be. Same thing over here. And so I'll draw a little bit of the bridge down like this, but I'm not going to draw too much of the nose. I'm going to draw some nostrils like that. And then I can draw the mouth. And the mouth, I'm going to kind of do something like that. Okay, so I can draw the bottom lip and the top lip. I'm just going to barely do anything like that. And then try to correct. Because it didn't come out the way I wanted, but I'm just going to keep fudging with this until I'm happy. Yeah, it's a little messy, but you know what? I'm going to keep going with it. We are where we are, you know? So now I'm just going to kind of follow my sketch and come around like this. And normally I start with the chin, but my sketch was pretty good, so I can follow it and be comfortable. But a lot of times I'll start with that chin, and that'll tell me where to go from there, you know? So I think I'm going to do just a few more lines with the Sharpie fine point, or the Sharpie pen, just because, like I said, I can control where it starts and stops much easier than with this big Sharpie I'm about to use. Look, I say that and I'm getting all sloppy right here. So much for control. But look, I added another line. I added some artistry. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with the big fat Sharpie for the rest and build off of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish her hair. Let's see, I know her neck's coming like this. I know the collar is kind of going around like this, and it kind of goes in like that. So I'm going to bring it around like that. Bring this around like that. And then I can do her hair. I just wanted to do, because the way I have her posed, her hair is kind of back behind all that. So I'm going to draw the part like that, just a little bit, you know, and start following it around. So I got a big lock like this coming out, and it's going back behind her head like that, but it's whipping down like this. The other part's coming in like that. I'm trying not to go too nuts. You know what? I'm going to have a little fun, just a little bit. So I'm going to draw this line like that. See, this pen is dying on me, so I can't go too crazy. But I'm going to have a little fun with the lines, just because I can. Just because this is how I draw. This is my drawing. Alright. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that before I go too crazy and ruin it. I'm going to leave it alone. Let coloring take care of the rest, okay? Let's see, we can see the ear just a little bit like that in mine. Maybe you can't see it in yours. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to finish up the hair going back behind like this. Alright. So now I could draw the rest of her. And so her belt thing is kind of in front first. So I'm going to kind of follow her chest like that. Okay, and it's going to go around the side into the little buckle thing like that and disappear back there. So now I can draw, let's see, let's draw her, whatever this buckle, not buckle thing, this like waistcoat thing is. I'm going to follow a line down, but I forgot there's the little straps that go across like this. So I'm going to draw something like that, draw the little buckle thing like that. It doesn't have to be exact, just something, so you know it's there. And I'm going to follow this line back down like that, and then draw the other side over, and it's kind of a little higher on one side than the other, so I'm accenting that like that. Okay, I sketched it out way too high, but I brought it down just a little bit lower. So now I can draw her breastplate over her chest like this. Okay, and now I can draw the rest of her arm. So now let's draw like a crease like that, one crease there, because I'm going to have her arm kind of up. And so now I'm going to draw her shoulder to her bicep to her forearm, and I'm going to stop there for the glove. And let's see, it's kind of, well, it's not really like a glove so much as, well, I guess it is a glove. It's just missing the whole bottom edge, so it kind of like does like this. Let's just do it real fast. I'm going to do like that, bring it down like that. So you can still see her forearm right here to her inside arm like that. Boom! Boom shakalaka. So I'm going to draw a few more creases just because I like drawing creases, because that's where her shirt is bent. Okay, and so now let's finish up her hand. So I'm going to draw the top of her wrist like that, and it's bent in, so I'm going to draw her top of the hand, bottom of the hand, sorry, to the top of the hand, and again, it's kind of like this. So we're just having fun with it, so just draw what you see, you know. There's the inside, there's that little triangle right there. And so now I'm just going to draw the rest of her thumb like this, and her knuckle to her hand. Going to stick the fingers out like this. Draw this part in, make it a little thinner, a little elegant. It's a little big compared to your head, but that's okay. This is just what we draw, you know. And so again, you can't see all the fingers, so I'm just kind of doing something like that. Booyah! Nice and fun. Okay, so now this hand's going to be up, you know, like this. So I'm going to draw that first, since that's in front. And let's see, so the glove thing is going to kind of come out like this. And this is going to be pretty easy because it's the back of her hand. So we're just going to draw up, draw the knuckles like that, draw the thumb like this. Booyah, I think we're done. Let's not do too much. I'm going to add like fingers on the other side, but that's it. Let's not go crazy with that. Or let's not ruin it. You always want to go crazy, but let's just stop while we're ahead. Okay, so I drew her elbow, so I'm going to draw the inside of her arm like that. And I want to draw some creases right here because her arm is bent like that. But again, I can control it much easier with the Sharpie, the fine pen Sharpie, than the big fat Sharpie. So, and it looks good too. I like the thin versus thick. Okay, so the other shoulder, like that. And heck, let's go ahead and add a crease line like that. Okay? Alright, let's keep going. So now I'm going to draw the top of her little waistcoat thing here because it's over the belt like that. And then I'm going to draw the belt underneath it. So she's got the buckle. And here I'm going to add a little bit of the detail to make it kind of look like it. And then bring it over like this. Bring this other half over like that. And see how it's underneath that edge? That's what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to come down. Bring it like this. Do the same thing with the other side. Come over here. Do something like this. Add a little bit of a whip right there at the end. Yeah, just having fun with it. You know, you do what you want. So let's draw her legs, and then we'll draw the back of the other part right here, because there's a front and a back to it. So I'm going to draw her leg, and it's got armor, so all I'm really doing is just following the contour of her leg. Same thing there into the knee, and I'm going to stop right there because that's where her boot is. So we'll draw that so you see it. And here I'm going to draw the other part of her leg like this. And I did that just to accent the straps that are going across. I'll show you that in a second. So I'm kind of doing something like that. Inside of the leg, shin, shin. Outside of the leg to where the shin's going to be. So let me show you what I did here. So what I like doing is I like doing accents on straps like that, just because it shows that it's not just colored. It's actually something that's on the material, you know. And I like doing that. So see, just by adding just those tiny little bumps on the edge there, you made it over the actual leg. So it's just fun. I like doing stuff like that. All right. It makes it look better, you know. It makes it uniquely you. Okay, so this is attached to the gun here, and so I'm going to add the holster. And all you can really see of the gun is kind of like something like that, so you don't have to worry about like too much detail. There's the what do you call it, the trigger, but you can't do too much with it, so we're just gonna do like that. That's really all we can do, and it still looks good, you know. You don't have to worry about it. So now let's just finish up her shoes here. We'll be done because we're gonna do coloring with the rest. So I'm gonna draw her cuffs of her boots like this. Same thing, we'll do both sides like that. And so now we're just going to draw her shoes, and it's pretty simple. We're just going to bring it down to the top of the foot like that, bring it here, back of the leg to the heel like this, connect it like that. There is a heel, so we'll just do like that. Same thing over here. We're just going to bring it down to the top of the boot, to the point, back of the heel, to the ankle, down to the heel, back of the heel, the back of the leg, right? And I'm all kind of crazy, saying crazy stuff to you. So I think that's pretty much. Oh nope! I just said this is what we can do after we draw the legs, and I almost forgot. Look at that. Okay, so what I want to do is just add a few tiny more little creases in here from her boots like that. And it's just because I can, you know. I like doing stuff like that. And yeah, and I think I'm going to take care of the rest with coloring. So that is Daring Duelist. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.